Hello students, welcome to zoology class. Today in this video we are going to start a new chapter from second unit, organ and organ systems in animals. In 10th standard you would have studied the structural organization of leech and rabbit, isn't it? You have studied about the comparative account of all the digestive system, excretory system, reproductive system, circulatory system, nervous system, and we have also studied about the special adaptation features of those two animals in your 10th standard. Now here in 11th standard you are studying earthworm, cockroach and frog. We will also study the entire physiological aspect of human in the further chapters. Now we are going to see what are the organs and organ system, how it is built in these animals. And while we are studying, we can able to understand, we can able to compare, we can able to analyze what are the structural modifications or what are the special adaptation features of these animals. We will start with the introduction. From microbes to the blue whale, organisms occur in different sizes and shapes with well-organized organ and organ system. The basic tissue organized to form an organ, which is stern associates to form an organ system in multicellular organisms. In previous lesson, we studied about tissues. So group of tissues forms an organ and group of organ forms a system, isn't it? Organ system. Such an organization is essential for the efficient and better coordinated activities of millions of cells constituting an organism. So an organism comprises of coordinated functions of many organ systems. You are being introduced to understand the morphology and anatomy of three organisms placed at different evolutionary levels to show their organization and function. So here the prime objective of the lesson is to understand and to differentiate the evolutionary level to show how this organization and function is taking place in all these three animals. Morphology refers to study of forms of externally visible features. Already you know this, what is morphology. Okay, yeah. The word anatomy, again you know what is anatomy. It is study of internal organ. So these two things we will be studying, both morphology as well as internal structure. Anatomy we will be studying. This chapter deals with the morphology and anatomy of invertebrates represented by the earthworm, cockroach and one vertebrate represented by the frog. So here we are going to take an example of two invertebrates, earthworm and cockroach. Okay, earthworm is under the phylum Annelida and cockroach is under the phylum Arthropoda. And we will also study one example from the vertebrata, that is frog. So these three animals will be focused in this lesson. Let us start with earthworm. Earthworm, zoological name Lampito moriti. Classification, phylum Annelida, class Oligochaeta, order Haplotaxida, genus Lampito and species is Moruti. Earthworm is a terrestrial invertebrate that is inhabited the upper layer of the moist soil rich in decaying organic matter. So where it is present exactly, the dwelling place is moist soil and decaying matter. You can see in the upper layer of the soil. It is nocturnal. So it will be more active during night. Nocturnal, and during the day it lives in burrows and made by burrowing and swallowing the soil. You know that it swallows the soil and from the soil only it gets the nutrition. And in garden they can be traced by their fecal deposits known as a worm casting on the soil surface. You could be able to see the worm casting, and that is the excreta of this earthworm, but it consists of lot of nutrients. Earthworms are considered as farmers of friends. The common Indian earthworms are Lampito moriti and Perioxnix excavatus and Metaphyr postuma. Earthworms are also conveniently classified based on their ecological strategy as. Ecological strategy அப்படினா எந்த இடத்துல எந்த soilனா எந்த soilல நிறைய layers இருக்கு, எந்த layerல இருக்குது. Epigix, Anychix and Endogix. Epigix அப்படினா epi அப்படினாலே மேல இருக்கிறது, Greek word, upon the earth. Surface dwellers, அதாவது மேலோட்டமா இப்படி தோண்டினாலே உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு earthworm தான் இந்த type of earthworm, Epigix. So example Perionyx excavatus and Eudirilus eugenia, and Enix, Greeks for outer layer of the earth, are found in the upper layer of the soil. So upper layer of the soil, you can able to see the surface layer, upper layer, you can able to see these earthworms, Lampetomoriti and Lumbricus terrestris. Endogix, Greek word refers to within the earth, are found in the deeper layer of the soil. And example are found in the deeper layer of the soil: Octochetona thrustoni. Okay, you can able to see this one. It is given here. You can see Epigix, Anekix and Endogix. So this is the based on the ecological layers of the soil. Okay, we can classify the earthworm into 3. Now this may be asked in the 3-mark question. So try to understand the term as well as the respective example. Okay, morphology. We will start with the morphology. It refers to the external features. As you look into the animal body, what features you can able to see. So those features we will be looking, and that is the study called morphology. Lampetomoriti is commonly found in Tamil Nadu. It has a long and cylindrical narrow body which is bilaterally symmetrical. I think these words you may know that bilaterally symmetrical. Lampetomoriti you can write in this manner also. You can write the genus name capital L dot moriti, you can write species name, is 80 to 210 millimeter in length and with the diameter of 3.5 to 5 millimeter, and it's light brown in color with a purplish tinge at the anterior end. ஒரு brown color இருக்கும், ஆனா அதோட மொனையில, அதாவது அதோட வாய் ரீஜன்ல அது பர்ப்ளிஷா இருக்கும். This color of earthworm is mainly due to the presence of a porphyrin pigment. ஏன் அந்த கலர் இருக்குன்னா இந்த பிக்மெண்ட் அந்த இடத்துல இருக்கிறதுனால அது பர்ப்ளிஷா இருக்கு. The body of earthworm is encircled by a large number of groups which is divided it into a number of compartments called segment. So entire body ஒரு ரிங்கா சர்க்கிள் ரிங்கா இருக்கு. அது வந்து அந்த ரிங் தான் என்ன ஒரு பல்ல மாதிரி ஏற்படுத்துது. அந்த பல்லம் தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்னா ஒரு பல்லத்துக்கும் இன்னொரு பல்லத்துக்கும் இருக்கிற ஒரு கம்பார்ட்மெண்ட்டை நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம், செக்மெண்ட் சொல்றோம், இல்ல மெட்டாமர்ஸ் சொல்றோம். Already you would have studied in your 10th standard you also studied about the leech, isn't it? Leech also coming under Annelida, and they have the same segments and metamers. And Lampetomoriti consists of about 165 to 190 segments. The dorsal surface of the body is marked by the dark mid-dorsal line dorsal blood vessel along the longitudinal axis of the body. The ventral surface is distinguished by the presence of a genital opening. So you know what is the difference between dorsal side and the ventral surface. Before understanding dorsal side, we have to take a reference point of ventral side, because ventral side always take a reference of alimentary canal. வயிறு எந்த பக்கம் இருக்கோ அந்த பக்கத்தை தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்லுவோம், எந்த ரீஜன்ல இருக்கோ அந்த பக்கத்தை தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்னா ventral region சொல்றோம். So ventral region and the opposite side of the ventral region is called as a dorsal side. Right. So the ventral surface is distinguished by the presence of a genital opening, where you can able to see the genital opening in the ventral side. The mouth is found in the center of the first segment of the body called peristomium. So you must understand what is peristomium and prostomium, because the questions will be asked difference between peristomium and prostomium. We have 2-mark question difference between. So try to understand the first segment of the mouth is called as a peristomium. In the peristomium segment, மொத்த segment the first segmentல, ஆனா அந்த first segmentல நமக்கு என்ன இருக்கு அப்படின்னா overhanging in the mouth is a small flap called the upper lip of the prostomium. upper lip, இந்த mouthல upper lip தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம், prostomium. அந்த first segment of the body முழுசா நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம், பெரிஸ்டோமியம். அதோடைய அப்பர் லிப்ப நம்ம ப்ரோஸ்டோமியம்ன்றோம். அதனால there is a quite lot difference between peristomium and prostomium. Maybe it sounds similar, but there is a difference in the term as well as in the meaning. Okay, so peristomium அப்படினா first segment, prostomium அப்படினா it refers to the upper lip, but stomium அப்படின்றது refers to mouth. அதனால இந்த பெரியும் ப்ரோவும் டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கு. The last segment has an anus called the pygidium. And in mature worm, segment 14 to 17 may be found swollen with a granular thickening of the skin called the clitellum. You can able to see the clitellum. We will see now. This help in the formation of the cocoon, and due to the presence of the clitellum, the body of the earthworm is divided into pre-clitellar region, 1st to 13th segment, and clitellar region 14th to 17th segment, and the post-clitellar region after 17th segment. I think these things may be familiar because in 10th standard we have studied the same Annelida. We know what is clitellum, because clitellum is helpful for the cocoon formation even in the leech, isn't it? So same thing, but the segments are different, and the numbers of the segments and the range of the regions differ from leech to earthworm. Now we will study from the picture, and then we will study the entire table or column so that you can able to understand it in a better way. You can able to see a dorsal view, and this is the ventral view. So body is divided into many segments. You can able to see the segments. You can even count the segments. And to start with, we will see where exactly the mouth is present. Mouth is present in the first segment of the animal's body. You can able to see the opening, prostomium opening, the upper lip in the ventral side, not in the dorsal side. But you can able to see the first segment, peristomium. Okay, so that is the first segment, and the mouth protrudes its upper lip as a prostomium. So first segment is peristomium. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7. In between 6th and 7th, the segment, there is an opening one. In the 6th to 7th, one segment, and 7th to 8th, one opening is there, and 8th to 9th, one opening is there. That pore is called as the opening of spermatheca, where and in between 14th to 17th segment lies a region called clitellar region, and from here 1st to 13th segment it is called as a pre-clitellar region, and 14th to 17th segment is called as a clitellar region, and after 17 we call it as a post-clitellar region. This is very clear. Okay, fine. So this is a portion where you can able to see a thick band. ஒரு நல்லாவே தெரியும், அது பார்த்தாலே தெரியும், ஒரு மாதிரி நல்லா கரெக்டா திக்கா இருக்கும். அதை வச்சு கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம் எது வந்து மவுத் ரீஜன் பக்கத்திலே தான், ஏன்னா 14th செக்மெண்ட்ல இருந்து தான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது. ஸோ மவுத் ரீஜன் இது பார்த்தாலே தெரிஞ்சிடும் இது எது மவுத் எது ஆனஸ் அப்படின்னு கிளைட்டரல் ரீஜனை வச்சு நம்ம கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம். ஓகே, now coming to this tabular column, here everything is given in a very clear manner. If you understand, try to understand, and then the contents will be easy for you. Morphological and anatomical difference between Lampetomorti and Metaphyll postuma. So here we have a two comparative study of different species of earthworm. Okay, so one is Lampetomorti and another one is Metaphyll postuma. This one is not found in Tamil Nadu. It is in a different area, and this one is exclusively present in Tamil Nadu. Let us start now. You can able to see the shape and size, cylindrical, both cylindrical only. Coloration light brown and dark brown. Segmentation, how many segments totally? 190 segments are there, and here it is 140 segments only. Clitellum region, 14 to 17 segment and 4 segments together region, but here in 14 to 16 segment it is 3 segments forms a clitellum. Spermathecal opening 6th 7th and 7th 8th and 8th 9th. ஏன் அப்படி கொடுத்திருக்காங்கன்னா 6th 7th-க்கு 6th segment-க்கும் 7th segment-க்கும் நடுவுல இருக்கிறதுனால இப்படி கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. 6 bar 7, 7 bar 8 and 8 bar 9. இங்க எதுனா 4 pairs இருக்கு, 5 bar 6, 6 bar 7, 7 bar 8 and 8 bar 9. Pharynx 3rd and 4th segment, here runs up to 4th segment. Esophagus 5th segment and here 8th segment. Gizzard 6th segment and here we can able to see 8th to 9th segment. Intestine 7th segment to anus and 15 segments to anus. Intestinal ceca absent here and it is present in the 26th segment. Lateral hearts, how many hearts are there? 8 pairs from 16th to 13th segment. Here 3 pairs from 7th to 9th segment. Pharyngeal nephridia, how many are there? 5th to 9th segment and here 4th to 6th segment. Micronephridia 14th to last segment, okay, and 7th to last segment. 14th ல இருந்து லாஸ்ட் செக்மெண்ட் வரைக்கும் மைக்ரோநெஃப்ரிடியா இருக்கு. இங்க 7th ல இருந்து லாஸ்ட் செக்மெண்ட் வரைக்கும் மைக்ரோநெஃப்ரிடியா இருக்கு. மெகாநெஃப்ரிடியா எதுல இருந்து இருக்கு? 19th ல இருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சு லாஸ்ட் செக்மெண்ட் வரைக்கும் இருக்கு. இங்க 15th to last segment. And male genital pore is 18 segment, here also 18 segment, and female genital pore 14 segment and 14 segment. And both male genital pore and female genital pore is almost the same. Okay, and other points may show the variations. எல்லாமே variations காமிக்குது. அந்த genital pore opening மட்டும் same இருக்கு. 18 segment and here also 18 segment. Female genital pore is 14 segment, here also it is 14th. Let us start with the content. In all the segments of the body except the first last clitellum, there are a ring of chitinous body setae, and this setae arises from the setigerous sac of the skin and is curved as a S-shaped. Setae can be protruded or retracted, and their principal role is in locomotion. The external aperture are the mouth, anus, dorsal pores, spermathecal opening, genital opening, and nephridiopores. The dorsal pores are present from 10th segment onwards. And coelomic fluid communicates to the exterior through these pores and keep the body moist, isn't it? And free from the harmful organisms. Spermathecal opening are 3 pairs of small ventrolateral aperture lying intersegmentally between the grooves of 6th to 7th, 7th to 8th, and 8th to 9th. So these are the opening called spermathecal opening. And pair of female genital aperture lie on the ventral side of the 14th segment, and pair of genital aperture are situated in the lateroventrally in the 18th segment. Lateroventrally வேற ventral வேற. Ventral அப்படின்னா அதோடைய ventral sideல, lateroventralனா கொஞ்சம் ventral sideலயே lateral sideல இருக்கிறது தான் lateroventrally. Okay, nephridiopores are numerous, are found throughout the body of the earthworm except for the few anterior segments through which it is metabolic waste are eliminated. So through nephridiopore, you know this nephridiopore, what is the function of nephridiopore? This is a excretory opening through which the excreta is eliminated from the body. Right. Now let us move on to the anatomy. We are going to study anatomy. So far what we have studied is the entire structure of morphology. Now we will study about the anatomical structure, the internal aspects. So we will be starting with the digestive system, excretory system, nervous system, and reproductive system. The body wall of the earthworm is very moist, thin, soft, skinny, elastic, and consists of a cuticle, epidermis, muscles, and coelomic epithelium. The epidermis consists of supporting cells, gland cells, basal cells, and sensory cells. So what are the things you can able to find? These are the muscles that are present in the body wall. And epidermis, what are the other associating cells are there? It is gland cells, basal cells, and sensory cells are present in the epidermis. And spacious body cavity, they have a cavity, they have a true cavity. Coelom is seen between the alimentary canal and a body wall, and this coelom contains the coelomic fluid and serves the hydrostatic skeleton. So this coelomic fluid, in the coelomic fluid தான் இதுல வந்து hydrostatic skeleton. இந்த fluidனால hydrostatic, நம்ம fluidனாலே நம்ம என்ன சொல்லுவோம், hydro அப்படின்னுவோம். Static skeletonனா என்னது, அந்த தண்ணி இருக்கிறதுனால அதுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் கிடைக்குது. ஒண்ணுமே இல்ல, இப்போ வந்து நீங்க வந்து இப்போ skeletal structure அந்த fluid இருக்கிறதுனால ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் கிடைக்குது. எப்படி சொல்றீங்க மிஸ் அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா ஒன்றும் இல்லை. நீங்க ஒரு லாங் ஒரு பலூன் எடுத்துக்கோங்க, ஊதாத பலூன். ஊதல அப்படின்னா அதுல ஏர் இல்லை அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சரே இருக்காது. அது ரொம்ப தொலைன்னு இருக்கும் இல்லையா, அது வந்து ரொம்ப ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சரே இல்லாம ஒரு ஷேப்பே இல்லாம இருக்கும். இதே நீங்க ஏர் ஃபில் பண்ணீங்கன்னா அது ஒரு கொஞ்சம் ஸ்ட்ராங்கா இருக்க மாதிரி தெரியும் இல்லையா, because some air is there. Even if you pour water, it feels more stronger. அது ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு ஷேப் கொடுக்கும், ஸ்ட்ராங்கரா இருக்கும். அது மாதிரி தான் இந்த coelomic fluid. இந்த blood அப்படின்னு நம்ம எக்ஸாக்டா சொல்ல முடியாது, but it is acting as a cavity fluid. So it is acting as a hydrostatic skeleton. And அதனால தான் நம்ம skeleton அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்றோம், because it is giving a proper structure in which the coelomocytes are known to play a major role in regeneration, immunity, and wound healing. So blood ல இருக்கிற என்னென்ன செல்ஸ் இருக்கோ அதெல்லா செல்ஸும் அந்த coelomic fluidல இருக்கு. ரீஜெனரேஷனுக்கு தேவையான செல்ஸ் இருக்கு, இம்யூனிட்டி தர செல்ஸ் இருக்கு, அண்ட் wound healingக்கான அந்த மேபி அந்த கிளாட்டிங் விஷயங்கள்லாம் அந்த ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ்லாம் இருக்கும். என்சைம்ஸும் சரி அந்த ஃபைபர்ஸும் சரி. The coelomic fluid of the earthworm is milky and alkaline, which consists of granulocytes or elocytes, amoebocytes, mucocytes, and leukocytes. fluidல என்னென்ன விஷயங்கள்லாம் இருக்கு அப்படின்னா so these are the aspects அதுல sites அப்படினாலே என்னது cells so granulocytes amoebocytes and mucocytes and leukocytes அப்படினா எல்லாமே different types of cells அதுல fluidல இருக்கு so we will start with the first system digestive system so digestive system of the earthworm consists of alimentary canal and digestive gland. The alimentary canal runs as a straight tube throughout the length of the body from the mouth to anus. Now let us look into the figure which is given here 4.3 and then later we'll come back to the content. You can able to see when you dissect the earthworm ventrally நம்ம dissect பண்ணோம்னா நமக்கு வந்து தெரியிறது வந்து நமக்கு இந்த alimentary canal தான் உங்களுக்கு அழகா clean-ஆ தெரியும். You can able to see you can start with the first segment mouth then lies a buccal cavity and then you have a pharynx and அதுக்கு அடுத்த region pharyngeal gland அந்த gland region இங்க இருக்கு இங்க esophagus இருக்கு esophagusல இருந்து gizzard நம்ம அங்க படிச்சிருப்போம் நம்ம வந்து crop படிச்சிருக்கோம் இங்க லீச்ல crop stomach அப்படிலாம் படிச்சோம் இங்க வந்து gizzard இருக்கு gizzardல தான் அந்த food அதாவது அதோட மண்ணு தான் soil வந்து என்ன ஆகும்னா ஸ்டோர் ஆகி கொஞ்சம் டைஜஸ்ட் ஆகும் and you can able to see the intestine digestive system. The mouth opens into the buccal cavity which occupies the first and second segment. The buccal cavity leads into thick muscular pharynx which occupies the third and fourth segment and is surrounded by the pharyngeal glands. A small narrow tube esophagus lies in the fifth segment and continues into the muscular gizzard in the sixth segment and the gizzard help in grinding the soil particles and decaying leaves. Intestine starts from the seventh segment and continues till the last segment. So from the seventh segment gizzard la irundhe 7th segment la irundhe ungalku fullave enadhu intestine and the dorsal wall of the intestine is folded into cavity as a typhlosole இது கண்டிப்பா கேட்பாங்க what is typhlosole அப்படினு கேட்பாங்க this is a very important question often asked 2 mark note பண்ணி வெச்சுக்கோங்க typhlosole அப்படின்றது என்னது the earthworm's dorsal wall of the intestine la is folded into cavity as a typhlosole and this fold contains the blood vessels and increase absorptive area of the intestine இது இருக்குறதுனால ஒரு folding இருக்குறதுனால intestine உடைய absorptive area surface area increase ஆகுது இது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப important so இதுல இருந்து இது வரைக்கும் நீங்க நோட் பண்ணி வெச்சுக்கணும் ரொம்ப important மார்க் பண்ணி வெச்சுக்கோங்க 2 மார்க் typhlosole the inner epithelial consists of inner tissue la enna epithelial tissues la enna cells irukku of columnar cells and glandular cells the alimentary canal opens into the exterior through anus the ingested organic rich soil passes through the digestive tract where the digestive enzyme break down complex food into smaller absorbable unit. The simple molecules are absorbed through the intestine membrane and are utilized. The undigested particle along with the earth are passed out through the anus as worm casting or vermicasting or salivary gland cells and glandular cells of the intestines are support to be the digestive system. So you can see digestive system support பண்ற glands எல்லாம் என்னதுன்னா pharyngeal glands, salivary glands தான் இதுதான் வந்து intestine ல வந்து அதோட digestive glands pour பண்ணுது okay and secreted juices enzymes for the digestion of the food. So you can able to see the vermicast is very important worm casting இல்லனா vermicast நம்ம சொல்லுவோம் so what is vermicast or worm casting this is a very important question please note down the simple molecules are absorbed through the intestine membrane and utilize undigested particle so from here you can write vermicasting okay what is vermicasting note down this questions can be asked for 3 mark write on vermicast you can mark it here only and write you can see this picture நான் skeletal சொன்ன hydrostatic skeletal to crawl அப்படி யூஸ் பண்றாங்க so அது வந்து அந்த fluid ஒரு இடத்துல இருந்து இன்னொரு இடத்துக்கு அப்படியே squeeze பண்ணி அப்படியே அது இன்னொரு இடத்துக்கு அந்த last segment வரைக்கும் squeeze பண்ணி போறதுனால அதுக்கு என்ன கிடைக்குதுன்னா it gets a movement from one place to another place you can able to see that இங்க வந்து அதிகமான fluid இருக்கு இங்க கம்மியா இருக்கு இங்க அதிகமா fluid இருக்கு so அப்ப என்ன ஆகும்னா இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணும்போது அது என்ன ஆகும்னா it moves from one place to another place and with the also help of the CETA respiratory system the earthworm has no special respiratory organs like lungs or gills அதுக்கு தேவையே இல்ல. ஆனா அது இல்லவே இல்ல. Respiration takes place through the body wall and the surface of the skin and is richly supplied with wet capillaries which aids in the diffusion of the gases. So இது வந்து cutaneous respiration. நீங்க மேல எழுதி வச்சுக்கோங்க. Respiratory system வந்து cutaneous. Cutaneousனா it respires through the skin. Moist skin. Oxygen diffuses through the skin into the blood while carbon dioxide from the blood diffuses out. The skin is kept moist by the mucus and coelomic fluid and facilitate exchange of gases. Let's come to the circulatory system. Lampeter Maurogi exhibits a closed type of blood vascular system consisting of blood vessels, capillaries and lateral hearts. So blood vessels இருக்கு, capillaries இருக்கு, அதே டைம் ஹார்ட்டும் இருக்கு. அதுவும் ஒரு ஹார்ட் கிடையாது, நிறைய ஹார்ட் இருக்கு. அது லேட்டரல் சைடுல நிறைய ஹார்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு. எத்தனை பேரன் படிச்சிடலாம். Two median longitudinal vessels run above and below the alimentary canal as dorsal and ventral vessels of the earthworm. இங்க லீச்ல வந்து 4 median longitudinal vessels போகும். ஒன்னு மேல போகும், கீழே லேட்டரல்ல 2 போகும். ஆனா இங்க வந்து ஒன்னு வந்து ventral sideல போகுது, இன்னொரு vessel வந்து dorsal sideல போகுது. There are paired valve in the dorsal vessels which prevents the backflow of blood. valve ஒரு வெசல்ல போகும்போது அங்கங்க கொஞ்சம் valve இருக்கிறதுனால அது வந்து backflow, ரத்தம் வந்து பின்னாடில இருந்து முன்னாடி போகாது. Okay, backflow. It prevents the backflow. The ventral vessel has 2 valve and is non-contractile, allowing the backward flow of blood. But ventral vessels have no valve. அதுல valve இல்லாதனால என்ன ஆகும்னா it allows a backward flow of blood. In the anterior part of the body and dorsal vessel is connected with the ventral vessels by 8 pairs of commissural vessels are called as a lateral hearts. So 8 பேர் நோட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க. 8 பேர். Okay, lateral vessels lying in the 16th to 13th segment. So the titular region க்கு முன்னாடில இருக்க 13th ல இருந்து அதுக்கு முன்னாடி 6th ல இருந்து 13th வரைக்கும் இருக்கக்கூடிய இந்த 8 pairs lateral hearts present in the segments. And these vessels run on either sides of the alimentary canal and pump blood from the dorsal vessel to the ventral vessel. The dorsal vessel receives blood from various organs in the body and the ventral vessel supply blood to the various organs. So இது மோஸ்டா dorsal vessel, ventral vessel பார்த்தாலே நமக்கு தெரியும். இது ஆர்டரி, ஒன்னு ஆர்டரி மாதிரி வேலை செய்யுது, இன்னொன்னு வந்து வெயின்ஸ் மாதிரி வேலை செய்யுது. Okay, blood glands are present in the anterior segment of the earthworm. They produce blood cells and hemoglobin which is dissolved in the plasma and gives a red color of the blood. So இங்கே வந்து இந்த earthwormக்கு blood வந்து hemoglobin pigment இருக்கிறதுனால அது red coloration இருக்கு. Okay, now you can able to see here clear picture. You can able to see the alimentary canal. in the light pink ஒரு tube போதுல அத alimentary canal. Alimentary canal இங்க நீங்க பார்க்கலாம். brain, we are seeing about the circulatory system. You can able to see the upper line is called as a dorsal vessel and one lower tube is running throughout the body, alimentary canal, that is called as a ventral vessel. Okay, and this yellow color is a nerve cord that belongs to the brain and maybe the nervous system. Brain and ventral cord you can able to see. And ventral cord எந்த பக்கம் போகுதுன்னு பாருங்க, nerve cord. You can able to see here. So many tubes, capillaries are there. So next is nervous system, reproductive system, and we will see the special adaptations in the next class. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.